All right, guys, what is up? What is good? Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day today. If I can get the transition here, give me just a second. I put the wrong speakers on. Went in with the wrong speakers, but we're good now. We're pretty good now. So what up? What up? What's good, Naruto? What's good, Willow? Oh, look at that. 7 likes already, man. What's up? That's awesome. That's what I like to see. The old sound check. I like it. I like it. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. What's good, Nikki? What's good, Alexa? Priyanka from London. What up? What up? Man, if you guys saw my story on my Twitter, fuck, man. Look at these executions, dog. Look at this shit. All right, I didn't get the exact high. Didn't get the exact high. But very, very close to the low. 43.58. That's a 15-second time. That's a wick on the 15-second, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that shit. Not bad, right? Not bad for a sloppy market. That's what they're saying on Twitter. Oh, it's a sloppy day. Okay. Sure it is. Sure it's sloppy. I guess. Whatever. I mean, what's good, Trillionaire? But anyway, I don't know how we have more likes than viewers, but all right, that'll work. That'll work. But what do you think was the purpose of that? What do you think the purpose of entering here and exiting up here? Why do you think? Before I get into it, I want to see if you guys can help me out here. Help me out and let me know. And I'm going to be refreshing USPS like every 10 minutes because I'm waiting on a package. They're saying between now and 3:30. Great. Big old time window. What's good, Amanda? Man, you know, shit. That reminds me. The membership goal. Oh, we got to put this over here so y'all can see it. The membership goal, currently, we smacked 75. Look at that. Our first goal was 50. Ran past that. Second goal was 75. And we surpassed that. Today, actually, we got up to 77 as of a few hours ago. So welcome, everybody. You know, I'm full time on YouTube now. So no more of the fuckery. No more of the bullshit. We get to do whatever the fuck we want to do now. Have some real fucking fun. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I didn't tell myself this morning to relax. You know? I didn't wake up and go, John, calm down. calm down, John. Don't do them. You know, don't do them like that. Sorry, I get excited. I've had like a lot of energy. You know what I mean? Energy drink. I'm about to take an ice bath here soon. Either today, I might postpone it to tomorrow. I might postpone the ice bath for tomorrow. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. It's hot as fuck outside, so it's gonna have to be quick, or that ice bath's gonna turn into a hot tub in like 5 seconds. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Entry and exit are both rebalancing price. Entry at the imbalance, exit at the gap fill. Trillionaire with the sauce today. With the sauce. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was exactly it. There's actually an there's actually an imbalance here. But the higher end of the imbalance also overlaps with the New York Stock Exchange opening price. So you see that right there. Bam. And then that exit was the close of that gap right there. Bam. In at the low, out at the high. Wham, bam, thank you, man. Yes, sir. So that's always nice. You know? Sometimes I watch other YouTubers and they do well. Don't get me wrong. But they don't exactly do that. Look at that. 43.64.5 right there. Bam. So what price does now? I have no idea, bro. I don't know. If anything, I want to see us trade higher because of the Nasdaq. 14,872. And I marked it up on Friday, actually, thinking that we may get that. We did not. So now that we have today rallying, I think we'll probably go ahead and head up there. 14,880, maybe something like that. I could definitely see that. So we'll have to see. But that would have been nice down in here. So this was around 10:55, just prior to lunch. I don't really like those, to be honest, just before lunch, but that is what contributed to the Nasdaq is what contributed to the idea on the S&P, because Nasdaq has a higher time frame, high probability target, and it was already off to the races. It was already like gunning higher. So I'm like, okay, well, it might come back a little bit and then run. So, but it had already basically did something similar, ran some lows, traded higher, came down. There's an imbalance there, down candle there, boom, took off. But today's sloppy, right? Today has sloppy price action. Yeah. Right. All right, I'll be honest. The first 30 minutes, were kind of shit stained. I'll agree with that. But overall, no. Hell no. Today was clean. Willow says, get in the bath. Fuck, man. I guess I got to do it. Oh, Tommy says non-negotiable. Fuck. I guess I got to do it, man. I shouldn't have told y'all to begin with. I should have kept that shit to myself. Should have kept it to myself, man. Same play today, and I was already hit. Can you look at EU? Yeah, we can probably look at Euro here in just a minute. So I was at the store the other day. You know, Father's Day is coming up, right? But you know, our store has a summer section, like, you know, pool toys and shit like that. So I always go over there because sometimes I get pool toys for my friend's kid, the little missiles you throw in the water. You know, my friend's son likes to swim to the bottom and, you know, get the toys and whatnot. So I usually go over there, like, see what they got, and I found these ice packs for like $2.99 or $3.99 or some shit. I don't know. I can't remember. But I'm like, okay, I'll pick up a few of these. So I got a few of those, put them in the freezer, and then also some frozen water bottles as well. So I don't have to keep buying ice. I can just use the water bottles. So I got about probably a dozen of those and then a few of the ice packs, and that'll be what I throw in the ice bath today. I just hope I don't die. That's all. So we'll see. I mean, I'll probably live on through the YouTube recordings, but we'll have to see. It's going to be cold as fuck. All right. So here's the thing about the euro and British pound. British pound, I don't even know what these lines are. Well, this one, I don't need that anymore. So I want you to keep this in mind, because I did look at the dollar a little bit earlier. When British pound, okay, when it went to the higher end of this imbalance, and on a daily time frame, this is May 11th of this year. What you would want to see if we have a potentially bearish British pound, not financial advice, by the way, but if we have a bearish British pound potentially, we would also need a bullish dollar. So the only thing really that the dollar hit, and this was not beforehand, just so you know. Oh, you're long on British pound? Oh, fuck. Good luck. There's a gap from May 22nd and 23rd. Okay? You see that here? You see how we have Monday and then Tuesday. So Monday's close, it's an up close candle. And then Tuesday's open, it opened higher. Do you see that? So that on a daily time frame, and this happens on all time frames pretty much, but the daily and weekly obviously are significant. With those levels there, okay? Now I just use a box because it's easier than drawing two lines. Like a horizontal ray and then another horizontal ray. It's just one box and leave it at that. So you see how we traded into that today? And look, that's what we're coming off of, is what I'm saying. What's good, Josh? So we're coming off of that. So now do you see some confluence there where you have a gap on the dollar here, right? Or imbalance rather, whatever. And then that same, or not same, but similar imbalance is seen on British pound. So it didn't react on Thursday, the 8th, or Friday, the 9th. It reacted today. Okay. So does that make sense? Does it make sense why that's doing it? And then I don't know what the fuck's going on with the euro. I don't know. Because it is, we outlined this a couple of weeks ago. One of you pointed that out and we looked at it. You know, we had that old, or this gap here and then this gap here, and there's like overlap there. And so we are coming off that a little bit, but this looks like doo-doo, man. This looks terrible. So, I mean, either one, they're both weak. The British pound looks like it has a lot more emphasis, though, at least for today. So, Sunday consolidation. London runs up. Friday's high is there. And it just did not even retrace higher at all after that. It ran up to get buy stops in and then crushed. So that's a yikes, man. Look at that. That's like 6 hours of consecutive down movement. And that's about 110. No. Yeah, that's about 100 to 110 pips right there. So, big yikes. what's also interesting is how we're having a higher dollar, right? But we're also having higher indices, at least on an intraday basis. So if you look at today, okay. Oh, and by the way, not that I went over any announcements really, but the symbols I have rolled over. I've rolled over to the next contract. I think it's September. Yeah. So all the symbols have changed. I even changed the treasury bonds. I think that might have been out for a little bit longer. But these are now, like, if you follow along with the futures, these are now the symbols. Okay. So instead of MESM, it's MESU. And then instead of ESM, it's ESU. Okay. So there's your list. ETFs won't change. Dollar index obviously won't change either. And I know a lot of you trade CFDs and that won't change, but you know, if you guys ever get into futures, then you got to deal with changing the symbol every 90 days or so. Know what I'm saying? British pound is opposite of the dollar as well. Yeah, in a general sense, yeah. Not always, but in a very general sense, yes. And Priyanka got 50 pips from British pound. That's blessed. That is blessed. So yeah, if you came in a little bit late, that's fine. We do have an alert at 14,872. I think I have an alert on a different trading view of mine. Because I have two, like I have the colored candlesticks here, and then I've got my black and white chart over here. So I have an alert either way at this high. So I do think that's going to be met today. If it doesn't, then I'm wrong, and that's that. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. I'm either going to be right or I'm not going to be right. But I don't have my relative strength chart up, and that's okay. But you can see how the Nasdaq, it's trading higher. Like London, I think is higher high, right? And then we have not made a higher high on the S&P. And the Dow, I took a break even there. I fucked that up, but that's all right. The Dow ran higher first and then ran lower, and that's why I was looking for shorts actually this morning. I just goofballed the trade management, and hey, I'm not perfect. And if you thought I was, that's on you. But the real short, sweet version of that is London's high, swept, drops down, leaves lows, comes up, hits these up candles. That's what I was looking for. And then it started to take off. I went break even too fast, and then it ran lower. So, well, you fucking win some and you lose some, okay? So there's that. So don't expect, you know, that every trade is like, oh, you know, John's getting in at the low and out at the high. Well, sometimes I break even too. So, you know, sometimes I get stopped out. All right. I don't ever want to portray perfection to you guys. I'm not perfect. Okay. So, but yeah, so there's definitely a disparity between the three indices today. Dow ran London's high first and then traded lower, and it's starting to trade higher, but I don't know. It's kind of wonky, man. I think there's some lows down in here too on a 15-minute. So it is difficult to say. So the S&P, if the Nasdaq ends up running that high that we're expecting, then London's high would be, I think, on the table for the S&P. Okay. And I don't give broker recommendations. you know, do your own research with that. But I prefer regulated brokers. But you guys are from all over the world, so you know, it's going to be different for everybody. What's your opinion on gold? I don't know, man. I haven't really looked at gold, I don't think today, all that much. I'm still long-term bullish on gold. Weekly highs. I think that's on the table. And I have physical silver as well. And there's just an imbalance from a few weeks ago. We've reacted off of that, so we'll have to see. Yeah, I've been bullish for a long time on silver. Well, depending on what long time is for you. We all have a different, you know, version of what good and bad is, or what, you know, bullish and bearish is, or what is short term and long term, you know. So it's up to you. US 30 hit TP. Nice. Very nice. Was good 2020. Was good D1. Yeah, all is well. All is well. I mean, I woke up a little bit earlier this morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm supposed to wake up and trade. So, y'all ever had that happen to you where you woke up like maybe an hour before your alarm and then you just couldn't go back to sleep? Like you tried and you're like laying down, you roll over, whatever, and I just couldn't go back to sleep. And then it was like an hour later and then my alarm is about to go off. I'm like, fuck, guess I'll just get up then. So I got up early today, but not on purpose. Completely on accident. Short, I think you meant shorted. US 30 CFD this morning to take the lows and accumulated under lows. Now about to take today's high. Oh, Mason over there playing ping pong with US 30. Shit, man. That's gangster, if you ask me. If you ask me. No, but that's what I was looking for a minute ago as well. I don't know if you guys were on here or not, because I know the viewership, it fluctuates, but I was looking for something very similar. It just would, I think the setup would have been a lot better if we had like a mitigation or something to that effect. All we had up here was some up candles. I'm like, all right, it might. And then it kind of spent too much time in here, and I'm impatient as fuck anyway. So, you know, it's whatever. And then we actually got a fast run up and then lower. So I think that would have definitely messed me up as well. If I didn't break even the first time, I probably would have got out on a break even on that and then the run, you know. So I probably would have been fucked either way. That's just being honest. I probably would have got chopped up either way that went. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. So and Mason, that's a good point. You know, you saw the lows and that you figured they would be taken. Especially when markets consolidate. You know, when you're in a consolidating market, that's when you can expect, you know, lows and highs to be swept. And, you know, that's usually when you can get a lot of reversals like this, right? When you look at today, and guys, this is the type of stuff that I want you to study. Yeah, I don't just talk to talk, you know, to entertain you. I mean, I'm going to do my best to entertain you, but I want you guys to really study this and pay attention to what some of the things that we talk about, right? Go back and look at certain days. When was the high or low or high and low formed? Certain times of the day, right? And certain, I don't know if that hit or not, but that's our current low, at least on an intraday basis, right? So it's like, all right, markets are chopped, and what do they do in that, you know, sort of environment? They run liquidity, reverse, run liquidity, reverse. So it's like solid reversals in here, man. Your stop loss is my entry idea. Some people like the turtle soup idea. I mean, turtle soup isn't like intraday, really, not the original turtle soup anyway, but I'm not going to argue. I mean, whatever you want to call it. Names don't matter, context does. If I ever like put one of my sayings on a t-shirt again, it would probably be that. Names don't matter, context does. Okay? You could call it a knick-knack paddywhack reversal. I mean, literally it doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, great question, Willow. Great question. Mason, where is your sniper? What's going on there? What's going on there? I made my tier 1 and tier 2 memberships cheap as shit. That's because they weren't supposed to be it wasn't supposed to be like this, right? I wasn't supposed to be independent with memberships at these prices. So we are going to have a tier 3 one day, pretty soon, at some point. But yeah, the memberships are cheap as shit, man. Cheap as shit. Disrespectfully cheap. How about that? How about that? But anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. Not that I had anything specific, but consolidating markets, okay? So take a look at the S&P. What has happened there? Well, London's low was that. And Sunday's evening, oh, God, I don't know anyone who would trade around that time, but hey, it's available, I guess. But so we did get initially the first 30 minutes. It was a little rough. I'll give you that. We did have an imbalance up here. We left equal highs, okay, and we did sweep a low initially, but later here at 9:35, that's when we swept low resistant lows, and is that on your screen, or am I in the way? Right here, this one. So once that was swept, that's when I was watching it and going, okay, well, what do we do now? And then there's that nasty break of structure. Oh shit, okay, well now it's going to run for the equal highs, retracement, imbalance, perfect. Right? And then what's it do? It ran straight for that liquidity up here and into that gap that we talked about earlier. So that was solid right here. That's enough for a day. Shit, for some people, that's enough for a fucking week. For some people, that's enough for a week. You know, some people make fun of me sometimes because they're like, oh, John, that's like, 6 points or 5 points. Or like, that's nothing. I'm like, yeah, well, 5 points, but that's $50 a point. That's $250. You tell me one fucking job where you can make $250 in 40 fucking minutes. 40 fucking minutes, unless you're a lawyer. I'm no lawyer. Are you one? Doctor? Are you a doctor? I'm not a doctor. You had to go to school for that kind of shit. You had to pass tests and study and do all kind of crazy shit to make like $200, $300 an hour type shit. But with the S&P, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? So don't trip on like, 5 or 6 points. Like, that's nothing. Well, in the micros, yeah. Well, fucking micro, that's going to be $25 a contract. All right. Well, shit, you're going to have to take more than one contract if you want to, actually do something with it. But ES, yeah, man, $50 a point. It doesn't fuck around. It doesn't fuck around. Ricky Lawyer said I'm a Lauren. Dude, I know. That's crazy. Ricky, we got to get you back on here, man. We got to get you back on here. I think you were looking at the Dow earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I breezed through everybody's story. So I like speed run through everybody's story, so I don't always pay attention exactly to what everybody's doing, but we got to get your name green as well, Ricky. And yeah, Kevin, disrespectfully cheap. Fuck yeah, dude. But my thing is, it wasn't supposed to be, like I wasn't supposed to be independent with $5 and $10 memberships. That wasn't supposed to happen. But that's all right. It's not always about making money, bro. Money is not everything. It's great. Money is great. Don't get me wrong. and I like making it. Shit, I like spending it too. Don't get me wrong. But it's not everything. It's not everything, dude. So yeah, we'll be here for probably a few more weeks, but at a certain point, again, we are going to have a tier 3. That'll probably, no promises yet, but that'll probably be Discord, you know, shit like that. So we can actually have a central location for all of you guys. And look, I know you guys voted for Telegram. For whatever fucking reason, you guys voted for Telegram. But what you guys have to understand is if I made a Telegram and threw all of you in there, right? What would happen is there's no way to keep up with who's active and who's not. And I'm not finna sit there and scroll through that shit. No. I don't do paperwork, bro. None. I hate it. I hate paperwork with a passion. There's not very many things I hate in this world, right? Because we're not supposed to hate. We're not supposed to have hate in our heart. I get that, right? But paperwork, no, man. I've had enough. I've had enough. Being in the Navy, I mean, college, like, no, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Don't send me no paperwork, bro. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. So yeah, I'm not going to deal with that. But with Discord, there is a YouTube integration. So it will be able to handle that automatically, so I don't have to worry about it. But we'll be able to do stuff like share charts and, like I said, build a community here. That's the whole point of this, right? The whole point is community. And so what type of leader builds a community but doesn't bring everybody together in the chat? You know, the YouTube chat cannot be our only location. We need like a 24-hour, you know. So I think Discord's going to have to be it. So there's that. How much will I charge for tier 3? I'm not sure yet, but it's definitely not going to be like, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be $10. Yeah. Okay. Or 15 or 20. It's going to be a little bit more. And one thing too, is I know that not everybody's going to pay it. And I know how supply and demand works, at least on an economical level. The more expensive you make something, usually the less number of people are to purchase that thing. It's just basic supply and demand. I get that. So not everybody's going to be a tier 3. I understand. But I'm not going to get rid of tier 1 and I'm not going to get rid of tier 2 memberships. Because again, not that I'm going to keep bringing up this whole people over profit idea, but I really want to show you guys that. So they're not going to go away. I'm not just going to drop them. You know, you can always upgrade. I don't know if you can downgrade. I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't. But you're one of the few that doesn't milk every cent from their followers. No, Kevin, of course not. Of course not. And I don't tell these wild ass fucking stories either. Bro, I've seen some marketers that just do the most ridiculous shit. I keep seeing this one guy come up, and look, no disrespect, okay? Because I don't know if the guy's telling the truth or not. I really don't. But I mean, the first like 3 seconds of the ad, he's like, day trading saved my life. And as soon as I'm like, all right, I cut that off. I'm like, bro, now you're just marketing. Like I don't like that kind of shit, you know? Or I've seen other people just tell wild stories. I was homeless 2 weeks ago. Now I'm a millionaire. Fucking, I drive a Bugatti, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, dudes. First of all, I don't think people want to hear shit like that. People want to learn some shit. That's been my whole thing. Okay. You want to know how I, you know, was noticed and being able to be a part of the trade house before I was in trade house, right? You know, prior to that, so we're talking like 2017, 2018. What I did is provide value, calling trades before they happen, posting up chart markups. And back then, 5-6 years ago, I didn't get the attention I have now. Of course not even close. But that's what I did to get noticed, is provide value. I didn't tell these wild ass fucking stories or show off, you know, a lot of money or whatever. I'm like, nobody cares about that shit. I mean, maybe people do. Maybe some do. I don't. Oh man. High, higher high, higher high, higher high. What the fuck is going on with the Nasdaq? Give me a minute here. I'm gonna get back to my rambling. I gotta talk my shit. You guys know that. I say I'm not gonna talk shit, and then I talk shit. I don't know, man. I'm just out here doing my best, okay? You know, part of me thinks this is almost like a really higher time frame mitigation, but I'm not banking on that. I'm definitely not banking on that, because I usually don't long right after liquidity's been met. It could continue higher, but I'm not going to long that. The Dow, I don't know what it's going to do either. But I just feel like there's this malingering price action, and I just feel like it's not bearish. Or it might be in the short term, but I feel like it's just going to jam up there. Started trading for my 2 years ago. Haven't made money. Perhaps it's not cheap for me, honestly. Too many fake traders out there. Yeah. What's good, Andres? And that's the thing. That's what I was going on about. The value aspect, okay? I was giving people value. And for the longest time, I kept telling people, you know, because people ask me questions like, oh, how long you been trading? How's this? How'd you get that? Blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, look, I don't like talking about myself, okay? I want to come on here and I want to give you guys some business that you can learn something and then move on, right? And so I used to not want to talk about myself a lot, you know? So that's how I got to where I am today. Obviously, you know, with the help of the academy that I was part of, right? And obviously the trade house too. Wouldn't be here without either one of those things. But I don't try to convince people with stories. And I know this is going to sound egotistical, but honestly, the entries do enough. They do. They do. You saw the entry and exit that I got on the S&P. Here. Okay? I'll show you one more time because some of you came in a little bit late. That's okay. Sorry, ES, not the micros. Okay? Matter of fact, I'll show you a 15-second time frame. Okay? Now you look at today's price action. That's a 15-second wick entry right there. Okay? 15-second wick entry. You want to talk about fucking sniping? There you go. Okay? Now the exit wasn't at the highest high. It wasn't. The highest high was up here. All right. But right there, right at the close of that gap. I don't know why I didn't fill the first two candles. Filled on that one for whatever reason, but okay. That is enough. I don't need a wild story. I don't need to show you stacks of cash, because this is how I convince people that I know what I'm doing. Or if I go, hey, we're about to close tomorrow, I'm expecting an up day, and then tomorrow's an up day. That's enough. You know what I mean? The skill set is enough. You don't, me personally, you never see me wear a suit. I wore a suit to my friend's wedding, and I had to put on a suit for my photo a couple years ago because they wouldn't let me upload like a regular photo. So I had to put on a suit for that. But that's the only reason I bought a suit, was for one photo and for my friend's wedding, which wasn't until like a year or two later. But I don't like suits. I fucking hate suits. They're uncomfortable. And the one I bought, I got it fitted like 22 pounds ago. So now I'm smaller than the fucking suit. I'm like, dude, I spent hundreds of dollars on this shit to wear it for like a couple hours. And I was uncomfortable the whole time. Okay? I don't like suits. You see what the fuck I wear? Like black shirts and hoodies and camo bucket hats and shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't care about all that bullshit, you know, looking good and looking rich. I'd rather be rich than look rich, 100%. Okay? Not that we're going to get into finances and stuff today, but it's a true story, man. I'd rather be rich than look rich. That might be a mitigation, but again, I'm not playing that. I'm not putting money behind that. But yeah, this just doesn't look bearish. And that liquidity literally is right there. Okay. How can I get this skill set? Bro, plug in, man. Plug in. I'm live on YouTube 4 times a week. For members, I put out 2 market reviews a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Wednesday, for members, I'm putting out the mitigation model. The mitigation model is a fucking game changer. I'm telling you, bro. Last time I presented it, I 100% undersold it. Because I gave out the mitigation model, okay? A couple months ago. And I did say, like, near the end, I was like, you don't know the power of what I just gave you. I was like, you don't know yet. And then some sort of mitigation play happened every week since then. I mean, even before that, but like able to show you, hey, the mitigation model played out here, played out there, it played out here, it played out there, like every day. You know what I mean? How are your charts not delayed on the futures? Number one, you can pay for futures data. I think it's like a couple bucks a month. Or you can open a futures account, which is cheaper because they don't charge you for the data. They have to give you live data in order to trade the futures. But paying for it is not expensive. It's like $4 or $5, I think, unless they changed it. But yeah. There it is. And look at that. We got like over 40 people on the session today. That's like a new high for the intra session, man. I think the highest we've ever been was like probably 80 or 90, but I had a guest on too. So that was kind of a collab thing, which we haven't done in a while. I plan on having a guest on Friday of last week, but I lost internet because I lost power on Thursday. That's why the market review was late. And Friday, they cut the internet like 30 minutes before I was supposed to go live. And I called Xfinity and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I was like, y'all don't even give me an email. You don't even give me a heads up. Like, hey, we got shit going on. Like, come on, bro. How do you cop a sniper? Press the join button. Press the join button under the video. It should be under the name, under my webcam on your screen right here. There should be a join button right there. Know what I'm saying? And since you guys are already there, drop a like if you got some value today so far. We are coming up on that 14,872 level. So I still think we'll get that 880 level. That's still, it's just the nearest 80 level above an old high. Know what I mean? So we got our alert set and pending. Delivery between 1:15 and 3:15. Bastards. I got a, I can't wait to show you, dude. There's that. There's that high, 14,872. Boom. Oh, there's a fucking down candle right there during lunch. Look at that. Oh, man. I wonder if we're just gonna fucking jam up there. Like, we might chill out for a little bit and then jam up there. And that's exactly what we got. See? Skill set, bro. You don't need my story. You don't need money. You don't need all this flashy shit. What you need is, hey, the market's going to do this, and then it does that. How about that for a skill set? How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Cake. Today's so slappy. Really. Hey. Everyone's going to have their own opinion, man. Y'all can have whatever opinion you want. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Okay, bam, there's your 880 level. Look at that, 14,880. What else do you want? What else do you want, bro? You watch that shit happen. That's what it's from. Okay, that's where that level was derived from. Simple. Simple. It's only Monday. It's only Monday. Nasdaq 100 CFD just ran last week's high. Well, it should. I would hope so. The CFD data should be close. And probably not the same, but it should be close to it. Is the mitigation model enough to trade? It's enough to find trades, yeah. But now I'm going to turn all that shit off now. That right there was the mitigation model. Now, I told you it wasn't enough for me to put money on it, but look, there's London's high. Didn't I say if Nasdaq went to that high that the S&P was going to take London's high? Boom. Skill set. Skill set. What else do you want? What else do you want? Tell me. Tell me. I'm open for suggestions. I will listen to you. What the fuck is the Dow doing? What is the Dow doing? Look at this. We got S&P rallying, right? Nasdaq rallying. Dow, what the fuck are you doing? The Dow is like that one coworker that's just slow. You know what I mean? Y'all ever work with people that are just like slow? Like everyone's doing their job, and you got this person over in the corner that's just slow. It's like, bro, what are you doing? That's Dow, man. You know, all the action's over on Nasdaq. That's why we were watching it. Now, we did skim through S&P, and I said, yeah, it's potential mitigation, but I wouldn't long that. Only because, to me, the risk reward it wouldn't have been enough for me. Entering on that and then trying to target that, like trying to have a 1 to 3 risk reward right there. I don't think I would have been able to do something like that. So I'd rather just let that go, but that's okay. Still good. Excuse me. Sorry, I had lunch before we hopped on here. That's still good practice though. Watching price ping pong, right? Why did it happen to go right to that gap and then right up there to London's high? Think about that. Think about that. Your mitigation model presented itself today, 3 p.m. Oh, 3-minute time frame. Nasdaq 100 CFD. Oh, that's nice. I mean, look, it is my mitigation model, but it's not like think of it like an NFL play where you can't really invent an NFL play that probably hasn't been invented already, right? You want to design a run up the middle? All right, there's hundreds of plays that's run it up the middle. You know what I mean? So like for me, I wouldn't even call it, you know, mine per se. Like it's not John Phibbs' mitigation model. It's just there's certain requirements, but the basics is a gap or an imbalance within a mitigation candle or candles, right? That is the model, and the other requirements actually technically were met. They were actually met here as well, the one that I took earlier. Now that I think about it, kind of shitty though. Based on this low, high, lower low, that was these three up candles together. And then there's your imbalance within, right? So you guys want to know how to get like super fucking ridiculous entries? It's, to me, it's the mitigation model. It's what I'm teaching on Wednesday. Members, at least. I mean, look, if you're on enough of the live sessions, I'm sure you'd be able to put it together. But paying members, they get content that is, number one, it's clear cut. So it's not like a 1 hour video on me rambling and you know, whatever, like bullshit. It's more like, look, here's a 10-minute video, but it's like straight solid. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm looking for. These are your notes. These are some examples. Here's some bullish examples. Here's some bearish examples. Here's a trade that we watched on the live session. And then bam, that's it. So it's not, look, I like making short content because I know that people have jobs. I know people are busy, right? They got kids, they got chores, they got to do shit. I understand that. And that's why I like making content that is, I even edit the stuff too. I edit out like the pauses, or if y'all know, I don't have a speech impediment, but sometimes y'all notice that I'll like kind of fuck up a word. And I cut that stuff out. Or if I stutter, I cut that stuff out and just have the juice and then send it. And then I've added captions as well, so you guys can read along to it. That's kind of the point, man. You're paying me for content, yes, but you guys got to realize that you're saving a lot of that time. Look, you go to the tab, you go to the live sessions tab. Some of those live sessions are 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. And yeah, I sprinkled lessons in there, but it's shit. If you were to ask me, if the roles were reversed and I was watching someone who was doing what I'm doing, I would want to tune into the live sessions as much as I could. But if I couldn't, I might go back and watch recordings. But if they told me, hey, look, there's a 3 hour video, but I took 2 20-minute segments out and then made them videos and then took those 20-minute segments and condensed them down to 12 minutes, I would pay for that. Even if it was free, because the live sessions here are free for people to watch. But if you could save me that time, that hour and a half, 2 hours, right? And clip down the important piece and make that a video, I'd fucking pay for it. Because now you're saving all that time. Time's our most valuable asset. And for someone to save me time, oh shit, yeah, I'm going to pay for that. Absolutely. 100%. And so that's kind of the point. You know what I mean? That's kind of the point. But anyway, I'll get back to the chat. I know you guys were talking. Sometimes I talk and I just got to get through it. You know, if I got something to say, I got to hurry up and say it. Otherwise, I'll forget. I'll get mad. I'll be like, damn, I had something to say and I didn't say it. So I'm sorry. What's good, Alex? Would analyze the charts and show multiple potential entries. But I've noticed you never do that, as if you're worried it won't work. I would pay you if you did, more confident in charts, including Forex. Well, most of us tune in, not these micros. For Forex? I'm not sure what were you talking about. What's good, Sir Yusuf? I don't want the longest yard play. I'm done. That's why having a sniper is crucial. Yes. Yes. Mitigation is valid on 1 hour time frame as well, or higher time frames. Everything I teach you is fractal in nature. So if it happens on 1 minute, it happens on daily, 5 minute, 15 minute, weekly, whatever, monthly. That's how we called the low on JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. Well, Wells Fargo was the low of the low. JP Morgan was a little bit afterward, but I wasn't really trying to call the low for JP Morgan, just Wells Fargo. Which I think they're both down today, actually. Yeah, Wells Fargo, you bitch. It's okay, though, because remember last week we marked up that high, 42.41? Oh, big surprise there. We traded right above that today. So if you were looking for that, it gave the old whoop-de-whoop right up there. Right up to what we were looking for. Big surprise. It's not a surprise. This is daily time frame level. Simple. Very simple. JP Morgan, they're bullshitting around. I mean, at least they're not going lower. At least they're not going lower. Not bad for shares, but definitely bad for options, especially if you pick the wrong expiry. So, but we're still chilling. We're not being too impatient. I mean, I'm impatient, trust me, but we're letting it go. We're gonna let it do its thing. I know we've been following that one for a while, since April, actually, right in here. So. Oh, you know what? That gap was seen on the 15-minute as well. That probably would have been pretty solid. I could do a lesson here, but I think I'm gonna pass. I think I'm gonna save that for another day. Yeah, straight to the point, Andreas. Do you mark the New York Stock Exchange open price or the daily open price? No, I don't like trading views opening price. I mean, on the daily time frame for like gaps and shit like that, yes. But for intraday, I gotta go 8:30. I deleted my indicator on accident and I haven't put it back on yet. I don't know why. But there's your stock exchange open, right? So think about fib logic, think about opening price logic. That liquidity here that we targeted, this gap up here too, where is that? Above the open. Where was the entry? Below the open. How do you know the mitigation model / attack on liquidity was going to play out? I have a hard time figuring out if it's going to mitigate or continue, if that makes sense. How do you spot gaps between candles? Well, on futures, it happens actually quite a bit. Futures data, especially like Dow, the Dow is notorious for that bullshit. But E-mini, or even like the E-mini S&P or the micro S&P, it's going to have a lot of gaps, but it depends on the context of the gap here. So there's different types of gaps, okay? There is like this one right here, okay? This one right here is an actual gap. As soon as that candle closed, this one opened lower. And it didn't trade higher, it just went lower. So that's an actual gap there. Whereas something that I pointed out to you like this, it opens, or excuse me, like it closes and then it opens higher, but it drops down lower and then runs. So it's a little bit different. So a gap down here, like I think I pointed out a different one, but a gap, that was the wrong one. It was this one. A gap, okay, has neither buying or selling. This one, okay, it comes down a little bit and it just rebalances more price there and then done. Okay. Now an imbalance like this is also different. Okay. That's also different. Now an imbalance I would trust more than just random gaps. Okay. Like if you were watching today, and you were like, all right, I'm going to buy that gap, but price never came down there. It never came down there. Well, why not? Why not, John? What the fuck? Why didn't it go down there? Well, it didn't need to. This imbalance was enough. Okay. And there's also some on a really small time frame in there too, but I'm not going to show you because I want you to go look at it. But this is a one-sided market where you had too much buying and not enough selling. So you had all buy-side delivery here. The market comes down to offer sell side in here and then takes off. So that, again, that's why I was longing that, because it's going to come back, rebalance a little bit, not the whole thing, rebalances a little bit. Okay, it offers some sell side, and then I'm getting in on that, boom, to take off. Okay, but if you look straight for just gaps altogether, I'm gonna just take everything off now. I mean, you'll see there's a plethora of gaps right there, right there, right there, right there. I mean, they're all over the place. So it's not just the gap itself. Oh shit, that's a mitigation model right here too. I just noticed that. Right there to that new low. So it's not just the gap for the gap's sake or an imbalance for imbalance sake. Me personally, I need confluence, bro. Confluence, right? Look down here. Look on your screen. And the membership goal or member goal, sorry. Look at the bottom of your screen here. Or the bottom of my chart rather. Okay? That right there is a huge clue, okay? It says time, price, context. And that right there will prevent a lot of bad trades, okay? The really, really good trades are going to be at the right time with the right setup and the right context in play, okay? Why did I outline 14,880 quite a few candlesticks before it printed there? Because the context was higher time frame. The context was 1 hour time frame. What do we do back in here? I don't even know. I don't even think we ran those lows. I thought we were going to, and we didn't. That's okay. I didn't trade it. It didn't matter to me. But we creep up there Friday. We don't get it. Then we start creeping up there today. It's like, oh shit. Well, S&P was bullish. The Dow was kind of bullish, but not, I mean, a little bit, but nothing crazy. So it's like, okay, Nasdaq looks like it's going to run that. Okay. And then you start seeing evidence, right? What's the evidence? Down candle, short-term lows, boom. 10:05, right time, right context, 618, imbalance, down candle, whatever, man. All that shit is right there. Post break of structure, boom, and then runs. So I'm noticing that, okay? I'm not looking at that going, man, fuck. I didn't trade that. Man, fuck the markets. This is bullshit. I missed a trade. This sucks. Okay? You don't want to be in that mindset. Price tells a story, okay? Little Red Riding Hood, whatever your favorite Disney movie is, okay? There's a story, right? Price has a beginning, a middle, and an end. This happened to be the beginning of today's move. What was the beginning? It's almost always manipulation. It almost always starts and ends with manipulation, okay? It manipulates lows. Then, now, there's a lot of context here, so I'm not going to tell you if it rebalanced or if it hit the down candle or if it's 618 or whatever, but it tagged that and then ran for the liquidity, right? So you may not have traded that, but to know what's going on, because you might enter the charts at a different time of the story. You might pick up the Little Red Riding Hood book and open that book and be on the page where the big bad wolf is blowing on the second house. You weren't there for the first house that got blown over from straw. You know, you're on the second house now, right? So you got to look at that and go, okay, well, his house got fucked up. This guy's house is getting fucked up right now. We're about to head over to the third house, right? The house made of brick. Okay, cool. Now let me get in sync with the story. And then that's how you're able to either play like late order flow here. I think that was during lunch right there. Or like late order flow like that down candle, right? How do I know which down candles are going to work and which ones are not going to work? Time, price, context. Okay? All three. The right setup at the right time and the right storyline. Straight like that. Okay? Straight like that. I don't know how else to directly explain it any other way. Okay? Whenever you show up on the charts is when you show up on the charts. It's okay to be late. It's all right. You don't have to get very low or even that second low. You could have got that third low or that fourth low. I mean, it just depends, man. Okay? Anyway, I don't know how we got all the way this left field, but there you go. Can't you roll over the option contract before it expires? I'm sure there's probably a way to do that, but I think for them to roll it over, I think all you do is you open a position on the current contract and then you close your current contract. So it ends and another one begins either way. But I could be wrong on that. I don't think I've ever actually rolled over a contract before. I just close it and open a new one. Okay. What time's the stock exchange open? New York time, 9:30 a.m. Must it be a rule? Buy below the stock exchange open and sell above. It's not a rule. It's not a rule. It's a logic. You can still buy above the open, dude. You can still buy above the open. Let me mark this up real quick and then I'll get back to the chat. We might have to take a restroom break here in a minute too. We've been on here for a little over an hour. So 8:30. Oh, that's the wrong line. Okay. So there's your stock exchange open. All right. Now, logically, what makes the most sense? This liquidity run at the open probably would have been ideal. Okay. Or possibly that second run. You could buy below old lows. You could totally do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys know Romeo on Twitter. I'm sure he does shit like that. Right? Little short-term turtle soup. Okay. This imbalance below the open, but this imbalance was above the open, but it was still tradable. I mean, to me, it's a little bit late. So you're not going to squeeze out the most juice from that fruit, but that's still tradable. So it's not a rule where you don't have to, like, oh, it's above the open, I can't buy it. It's not a rule like that. But if you study price, okay, if you look, I'll give you a free homework assignment. Okay, totally for free. If you go to the indices every day, like if you backtest this every single day, all you got to do is mark up opening price. That's why I built the indicator, so you don't got to draw the lines like I used to do. You'll be there all fucking day. You slap the indicator on, you'll get a few weeks worth of data, and you'll see where the buying opportunities were. And sometimes you'll get a day where it just doesn't trade below, it just runs. Okay, maybe you didn't take anything that day. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be perfect every single day. But in a backtesting experiment, or study rather, backtesting idea, you'll be able to tell, like, oh yeah, imbalances below the open, liquidity above the open, or below. Like, it's a logic, and you're going to see that it makes a lot of sense. So it's just another way of filtering trades. Okay, like we have air filters, so that way bad shit, we don't breathe in bad shit. Okay, most of it anyway. It's not going to be perfect. Just like the opening price logic's not going to be perfect. Sometimes you might buy below the open, and then it trades lower and stops you out. Okay, you're going to take losing trades. I'm not going to tell you, you know, that you're going to smack every trade. It's not going to be that way. Okay, but it's just a logic. Buying low, selling high, or buying below the open, selling above the open. I wish I would have put that in my book, but I didn't. I don't know why. I don't know. I wrote it like 3 or 4 years ago, so it was a long time ago, but I probably should have. But I mean, if you've seen my work, you know I have hundreds of videos. I mean, I only had 10 chapters. Hundreds of videos, only 10 chapters. Like, you know what I mean? There's only a certain amount of content that I can put into one book, you know? So, hopefully that answers your question. Tommy, I'm not really sure I understand your question there, Tom. Identifying an imbalanced candle from other big candles. I'm not sure what you mean. What you mean there? Yusuf, if the chat lets you drop a link, then yeah. If it does, I don't know if it'll let you drop a link or not, but you can try it. Oh, and the down just made equal lows too. What the fuck? That's crazy. Let's look at the triple Qs for a minute. Let's see what's going on over there. So I think this is where we're at, price. Give me a second here. So there is a gap on the daily. Now, this is from April of last year. So this is about 14 months ago. And I think we're in that right now. Yeah. So that's definitely long term. You just don't see that on a weekly. There's a candle printed there, but there's not data there on a daily time frame. So we finally came back to fill that in. Look how long that took, though. 14 months. 14 months, man. Long time. Super long time. Oh, confluence with other point of interest. So if it was a 15-minute candle, maybe a 5-minute imbalance. Yeah, that would work. That would work. I mean, if I had to say, I'd probably prefer it when it's on the same time frame, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. All right. So you really want to know? You really want to know how I got that entry here? You guys want to know? Let me ask a poll real quick. You guys want to know the entry details or not? And that'll probably be the last thing for today because I don't think I'm going to do anything the rest of this afternoon. I think I'm going to call it a day. It is a Monday as well. Plus, I got to take that fucking ice bath that I shouldn't have told you guys about. Because now you guys are making me do it. You call on just identifying an imbalanced candle. Yeah, an imbalanced candle is the single candle that separates all the price action. Like from one price area of price action to another. So like you see how you have all this consolidation and then you have one candle and then a little bit more price action. So it's that one candle here. But now I'm going to show you some gangsta shit. Are you ready? Get in that water, John. Dude, I'm never telling you about shit. I'm not telling y'all nothing no more. I'm not telling y'all about ice bath. I'm not telling y'all about anything no more. Okay. So, right in here, okay? Right in here. If you look on a 1 minute, matter of fact, let me put this back over here. Okay? Yeah, I'm not telling y'all nothing no more. All right. 5 minute time frame. Okay? The imbalance on a 5 minute time frame. The 1 minute, there's nothing there. Right? There's nothing there. There's a maybe down here, but like there's a wick right there and a short-term low right there, right? There's nothing there on a 1 minute. However, I think it was, oh, sorry. We're on ES. That was micro. Okay. 15 seconds. Okay. So there's that 5 minute imbalance. Only I drew it with 2 lines. Okay. So there's that same imbalance, right? But now look. Look even closer. What do you have here? What do you have between 43.58 and a quarter and 43.57? You see anything important there? Do you see anything important there? So a short-term low at 10:38. Andreas says a gap, right? From right there to right there. Yeah. And you guys are right. Yusuf, Vadu. There's a gap right there. Done. You see that? It overshoots that a little bit. 1 tick. Okay. It goes past that gap by 1 tick. 1. And then does that. And where we are right now. So are you really worried about 1 tick when it does that? All right. So I'll go through this one more time. This would usually be like a market review type video, just so you know. Okay, so the gray box, 5 minute imbalance. The 1 minute doesn't have anything there. The 1 minute's dusted. And maybe a short-term low, but that's it. It was the 15 second is what offered that fine-tuning a little bit. That gap. Okay? Where did you put your stop loss? What stop loss? I'm fucking with you. Of course I had a stop loss. It was this low. It was that low right there. 43.54 and a quarter. Could have went to the low of the imbalance candle, but I just saw this down candle here and figured, well, if I'm wrong, if it fills the imbalance in, I would have that last down candle here as kind of a defense in case I was wrong. And so I would be hella wrong if it traded to that low. So 3 points and 3 ticks. So less than 4 points. I'm not sure that was a 1 to 3 on my exit though. I might have fucked that up. 54. Yeah, that might not have been a 1 to 3. It was a 1 to 7. Yeesh. Well, either way, right there. I mean, I guess the 1 to 3 would have been like that. But that's pretty tight. And I guess if I held for London's high, that would have been a 1 to 2.4. So that'd have been a little bit better, but either way, I wouldn't put my stop loss based on a 15-second time frame. That's to me, that's just like easy loss. That's just like an easy loss. So small time frame entry, higher time frame stop loss. So if you guys keep getting stopped out on super small time frame, I just gave you a formula. Small time frame entry, higher time frame stop loss. Guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. So I'll be back in just a minute. Don't go nowhere. All right. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, damn. I didn't even cut the music on for you guys. My bad. Yo, my fault. My fault. I thought I had music on. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I won't win Streamer of the Year award. Okay. Not that I really win any awards, period, but that's not why we do things, right? We don't do it for the awards. I'm a surgeon, Keith. Well, it's just, you just got to practice, man. That's it. You just got to practice and keep going. So yeah, we're not really selling off up here either. So that's fine. I just wish the Dow was rallying because that's where one of our stocks is at. It's in a Dow. That's all right. You buy the laggard and you can't bitch about it. You know what I mean? Renzo, what do you mean you don't need the 1 minute? Y'all ever had Celsius Arctic Vibe? Arctic Vibe. Not paid sponsorship, but I woke up early today, so I might need a little bit extra boost here for the afternoon. If a candle closed below the gap, would you take it as an early sign to get out or no because of the down candle? Great question. Great question. I'd probably see how the down candle reacted, or to see how price reacted off the down candle. Because like that's because it could have done that. Like, look, I'll give you a perfect example, okay? Price could have easily done this. You see that? I don't know which color the wick actually is. It might be black. Okay? Price could have easily done that. And if my stop was too tight, I would have got stopped out before the move. You see what I'm saying? So I was entering there, but allowing the market to go against me potentially. Okay. Not every trade you take is going to be like wick entry. Okay. So sometimes you got to allow that. You got to allow that room for drawdown. Okay. But yeah, usually the gap, a lot of the times you hear me talk about it. I'm like, all right, this gap should hold price, or, oh, there's a gap right here. Let's see what we do. Because I'm trying to see if it's going to respect it or trade through it. So I think we talked about that earlier, you know, being able to figure out which gap is going to be more useful than another, you know? So there's that. Let me check UPS one more time. USPS one more time. Not delivered yet. I might have to show you tomorrow. I'm getting another really cool thing too coming within the next 2 weeks. I don't know why it takes so long to get, but it's something that I really want to share with you guys. It's fucking awesome. I'm telling you, it is awesome. It is going to be awesome. So I told you guys earlier this year that we were going to run up this YouTube, and I was excited to see where we were going to be at the end of the year. I mean, dude, we've already had 77 members join in the last like month and a half, you know, which took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that many. Okay. But this is where we're at. So I am curious to see where we're going to be by the end of the year. I don't know. We will definitely have to find out. We got 252 subscribers in the last 28 days. That's actually a lot more than usual as well. Yeah, that's 99 more than usual. And one of these days, I'll have to show you the back office here. As far as, you know, what the views used to be and what they are now. Do some reels in here. I mean, the shorts rather, but the shorts don't really count as views. I mean, YouTube counts it, but it's not the same. You know? And it's definitely difficult for watched hours as well with the shorts, but no, the subscriber has definitely gone up this year by a lot. By like a landslide. I mean, like, it's not even funny. You know? Look at that. Keith, number 78. Look at that. Keith got his sniper today. Welcome, Keith, tier 1 member. Let's go. Let's go. The sniper bootcamp reamped. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone asked me about that the other day. They were like, are you going to make a boot camp? I'm like, no. I just put out a playlist. I just brought back 14 of my old videos. If you go to the playlist tab, if you go to the For Students playlist, there is 24 videos. 24 videos. Now, the first couple aren't trading related. How to take notes, how to read a book, adversity discussion. But then you get into the successful traders trio, setting goals, the secrets of fib retracements, London Open, Turtle Soup, New York Open, search and destroy trading, the secret to fractals, obstacles to way discussion, divergence, which is relative strength analysis, a rant on why books are important. That's like almost an hour long. Shorting above the open, break of structure, growing an account, trade management guideline, the triple screen, tired of getting stopped out, predicting attacks on liquidity, buying below the open, top 10 smart money trading rules, and low risk, high reward intraday setups. That's all free. It's all free. You don't need a course. You're always welcome to go buy a course. You can buy people's courses. I'm not against that. I mean, I'm against some people because they were talking shit about my book and then launching their own shit. You know? Y'all probably don't know some of the people that I do on Twitter. I follow some of these fucking goobers. But like one dude was talking shit and then, you know, I launched a $40 book and then he launched like a $250 trade plan or some bullshit. I'm just like, what the fuck? Ooh, that tastes horrible. But I'm not against supporting other traders or other business owners, entrepreneurs. If you want to buy their shit, go ahead. I don't know who's worth it, to be honest, because I don't buy anybody's shit. Okay. But I can tell that there are some people who do provide some pretty good insight to the community, or for the community rather. So, you know, if you see somebody selling some shit for like $100, I mean, if you want to buy it, go ahead. All right. Don't ever let me stop you from that. Would I buy it? Probably not. Probably not. And that's just the For Students. That's not including the other playlists, the discussions one. That's 7 videos. Those are long as fuck though. But that's like with Dennis and Jenna and other traders. The personal development playlist, that's 11 videos. Also free. Cream de la Cream, part 1 and 2. Dichotomy of control. Why books are important. I threw that in there too. Unlock your potential. The Trade House values. And the Smart Money part 1, 2, and 3. in the diversification in premeditatio malorum, but I don't know, that's like my least viewed video. So hey, it is what it is, man. Some videos do better than others, you know? But yeah, it's all free. Discussions free, students free, personal development free, business free. One video on Chat GPT under artificial intelligence free. So yeah, what boot camp? You don't need one. Not for me, at least. But anyway, like I said, I don't think I'm going to do anything here in the afternoon. I think it's hard to justify shorts here on the Dow, to be fair. But you do have those lows here. So it's hard to say. I mean, we took Friday's high during London and then took London's high. We made it all the way back up almost to that high. Now we're trading off of it. So if we start taking off lower, like if the S&P sells off, if the Nasdaq also wants to sell off, if we had to short, I'd probably short the Dow. But based on what we're doing right now, it's hard to tell. I think, as I mentioned, the opportunity to me has already come and gone. The S&P here was enough. That 5 or 6 points right here, that would have been enough for today. I think Ricky sent, I don't know if Ricky's still here. He had sent me, I think he traded the Nasdaq. You know, so I mean, you don't need to do it. If you longed the Nasdaq at almost at any point today, you're probably blessed. So I wouldn't be forced to do anything. I wouldn't be trying to do anything right now, except maybe either taking partials up here, not trade advice, or maybe holding for the close or holding all week. I mean, I don't know what your trade plan is, but as far as taking action on anything, I don't think I'm going to do anything today. Not this afternoon anyway. And yeah, I'm not doing anything with currencies either. I mean, this doesn't look good. We've already rallied during London, sold off during New York, and now it's like it's probably not going to be a lot of movement. So it's probably just going to be good to walk away here. We did just take Friday's high for the S&P. So that might be significant. If we sell off here, I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you that this is going to be our high of the day. I'm not trying to do that. I don't really have a reason to be bearish right here at the moment. It could. This thing could just rip ass lower. I don't know. I really don't. I was more focused on longs. Now that we're here, I wouldn't want to stay long. If I was long, I wouldn't want to stay long here, because if this does sell off, I wouldn't want to be holding against that. And it just looks like, if we do trade lower, the Dow Jones could easily see 34,180. In my opinion, if it is our weakest index today. All right, so that's probably what I would be mindful of. But yeah, I don't want to make every stream, 3 hours long. We've already been here an hour and 45 minutes. So we'll probably go ahead and leave it here for today. So if you guys have any last minute questions, now is the time. If you got some value out of today, make sure you like the video if you haven't done so already. If you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate that. And make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at John Fibonacci. I think this year, I've been trying to get to 10K for a long time. I've been stuck in the 9Ks for a long time. I don't know why. My Instagram's been stagnant. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to grow it. Been posting reels out the ass the last year and some change. but it's just not working, man. It's just not working. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm trying to get to 10K. That'll be fun. Is there a list to know what the colored lines are for? No. There's not, Keith, but I probably should make a video on that. The pink lines are liquidity. Gray boxes are imbalances. Orange boxes are mitigation. And the thick teal colored line is institutional candle. We haven't done this in a while, but the purple line, the Barney line, is 0, 20, 80, 50 level. Something like that. And I'm trying to think of what else off the top of my head. I don't really remember. Those are like the main ones that I use. So the colors are always going to stay the same. They don't change. So, but that should give you some insight. Tommy, you're fired. Rent a Lamborghini and flash it. Yeah, that's just retarded. That's just retarded. I'll never buy a Lamborghini, just so you know. I'll never buy one. $2,000, $3,000 oil changes. You got to park in the back of the fucking grocery store. You got to double park way in the back. Like, who wants to do that shit, dude? No. That's why I don't wear expensive shoes either. You know, $500, $1,000 pair of shoes. I'm like, one step in the grass, I'm gonna be mad as fuck. You know what I mean? One wrong step on the stairs, you crease your shoes. I mean, it's done. You know, like, I don't like that shit, bro. I don't like it. But anyway, that'll be it for today. Y'all be blessed. I will see you here tomorrow, same time. All right, tomorrow's Tuesday. We'll be here at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll have our market review tomorrow as well. All right. Do I explain your strategy in my book? A little bit. You're going to get more value being on YouTube, though. I'll tell you that. I mean, you can buy my book if you want, but it came out 2 years ago. Not that it's that old, but you're going to get a lot more value by being a member here than you would be buying the book, in my opinion. If you want a book to read, go for it. But if you're trying to get the most like bang for your buck, I would be a member here on YouTube. Okay? But you do what you want, man. I'm not going to force you to buy a membership. All right? I'll just give you my opinion, and that's it. So y'all be blessed. I will see you tomorrow.